Hello friends, welcome to YouTube channel Being Engineer. Today we are going to learn about landslides, causes and how to prevent it. Okay, so we will start here. Introduction. A landslide is a downward or outward movement of soil, rock or vegetation under the influence of gravity. Factor of safety for landslide is equal to resisting force upon driving force. Okay, so here if the factor of safety is less than 1, then landslide will occur. Means if the resisting force is less than driving force, then the landslide will occur. Okay, the resisting force preventing the mass from sliding down the slope are inversely proportional to the same hill slope angle and directly proportional to the friction angle of the material. Okay, so here for resisting force is inversely proportional to the hill slope angle. Means if the slope angle is more, then resisting force will be less, and if the slope angle will be less, the resisting force will be more, and it is directly proportional to the friction angle. Means resisting force will be more if the friction angle is more, and resisting force will be less if the friction angle will be less. Okay, so in addition, the resisting force can be significantly reduced in the case of rain or earthquake vibrations. Three distinct physical events occur during a landslide: initial slope failure, subsequent transport, and final deposition of the slide materials. So here we can see um, here is initial slope failure will occur. So at the source area, initial slope failure is occur. Then next step is subsequent transport. Okay, so the debris and all the material will get through main pathway, and finally it is deposited to the final area. Now next is types of landslide. Okay, so according to moments, types of moments, there are different types of landslide and also on the basis of material. So here types of movement is fall, topples, slides have two types: rotational and translational, lateral spread, flaws, and complex, which is the combination of two or more types. Okay, so here for the types of movement, first one we will take fall, and for different types of material is rock fall, debris fall, earth fall. For topples, different types of material is rock topple, debris topple, and earth topple. For different slides will be rock slide, debris slide, and earth slide. In the case of lateral spread will be different types of material act as rock spread, debris spread, and earth spread. Then flows will be rock flow, debris flow, and earth flow. Okay, these are the different types of movements and different types of material which play a main role in landslides. So here we can see a diagram. Okay, so this arrow will represent the velocity starting from very slow to very fast. Okay, so function creep rock glacier, here first diagram. Okay, very slow, it will be very slow, the movement of the rocks and debris will be very slow. Next one is the slump. Okay, then the speed will increase for mud flow, here we can see the mud flow diagram. Third one, then fourth one is a debris slide and rock slide, here the moment of the sliding material will be increased. And next one is a snow avalanche and debris avalanche. So here also speed will get increased, and finally will be rock fall and debris fall. This is the fastest fall. Okay, the speed of the movement may range from very slow to rapid. The speed of the landslide will make an event more or less avoidable and therefore more or less risky. It is important to distinguish the different types of landslide to be able to understand how to deal with the each of them. Okay, So common types of landslide here, first one is the rotational slide. We can see the diagram. Okay, this is the rotational slide. Rotational slides move along a surface of rupture that is curved and concave. So we can see here a curved and concave surface. So this is the rotational slide. Translational slides occur when the failure surface is approximately flat or slightly undulated. So here we can see the surface is flat or slightly undulated, so it is a translational slides. Okay, the next is rock fall, C type, the free falling of detached bodies of the bedrock from a cliff or a steep slope. Okay, and here rock toppling means occurs when one or more rocks unite, rotate about their base and collapse. So this is a rock toppling. We can see this is occur due to rotate about their base and collapse. Next type is lateral spreading. Okay, lateral spreading. So here is a diagram. Occurs when the soil mass spread laterally, and this spreading comes with the tensional cracks in the soil masses. Okay, and next is debris flow. The downslope movement of collapsed unconsolidated material, typically along a stream canal, will be called debris flow. Okay, so causes of landslide. The natural factor, first one is the gravity. Gravity works more effectively on the steeper slopes. Geological factor, geology setting that place permeable sands and gravel above impermeable level of the silt and the clay or bedrocks. Okay, so geology also matters, whether it is a there is a sand or gravel placement, or there is impermeable level of the silt and clay or bedrocks. Okay, heavy and prolonged rainfall. If there is heavy and prolonged rainfall, slides occur often with the intense rain by creating a zone of weakness. Also, the water tables rise with the heavy rain, makes some slopes unstable. Also, next factor is earthquake. The ground vibration created during the earthquake is also responsible for landslides. Next one is the waves. A wave acting can erode the beach or the toe of the bluff, cutting into the slope and setting the stage for the future. Okay, we can see the diagram. Due to ocean or river waves, their toe or steep get cutted, eroded, and due to which the landslide may occur. Next factor is volcanoes. Volcanic ash deposits, sometimes called as the lahar deposit, are prone to erosion and subjected to mud flows due to intense rainfall. Okay, due to volcanic ashes, which is also called lahars. Okay, this may cause a mud flow. Okay, then the fluctuation of the water level due to tidal action. Here the diagram is also available. So due to tidal action, fluctuation of water level occur, and due to which landslide may occur. Then deposition of the loose sediment in the delta areas will also responsible for landslides. Okay, the next one is the anthropogenic factors. So first anthropogenic factor is inappropriate drainage system. Surface runoff of irrigated water on the slopes exposes soil under cultivation to erosion. The part of this water is absorbed by the soil, increasing its weight, and can be put an additional load on the slope. So cutting and a deep excavation on the slope for buildings, road, canal, and mining. It is the next anthropogenic factor, cutting and deep excavation on the slopes for building, roads, and canal mining. So it causes the modification of the natural slopes, blocking of the surface drainage, and then loading of the critical slopes, and withdrawal to support promoting the vulnerability. Okay, so here in diagram we can see uh, when there is a okay, here we can see a road is constructed by cutting the hill toe, which is well supported previously, but for a construction of the road we cutted all the toe material, and here its stability get reduced. Okay, So this is also one of the main anthropogenic factor. We can see here the toe of the hill get cutted due to road construction, and the slope get unstable, due to which the landslide may occur in the future. So the change in the slope and the land use pattern, also deforestation, agricultural practices on the steep slopes contributed to creep and the withdrawal of the toe support in the many cases. The next factor is combination of the factors. For example, an earthquake may trigger a landslide, which in turn may dam a valley, causing upstream flooding and subsequent dam burst. This will lead to flooding in the lower catchment area. So this is a combination of the factors. Then effects and the losses due to landslides. The first is a direct effect. The physical damage means debris may block the roads, supply lines, telecommunication, electricity, water, and waterways. The direct effect. Then the causality may be death and injuries to the people and animals. Indirect effect due to landslide are influence on the landslide in the dam safety. So failure of the slope bordering the reservoir and flooding caused by the movement of the large masses of the soil into the reservoir. So due to which the life of the reservoir and dams get reduced. Then the landslides and the flooding. Okay, the debris flow can cause flooding by blocking the valleys and stream canal and forcing large amount of water to back up, causing backup or flash flood, means due to which massive flood may occur in the small time. Okay, then direct losses, the loss of life, property, infrastructure, lifeline facilities, resources, farmland, and places of the cultural importance. And in indirect losses due to landslide will be a loss in the productivity of the agricultural or forest lands, reduce property values, loss of revenue, induce increase cost, adverse effect on the water quality, and the loss of human productivity. These are the indirect losses. So the indicators of the landslides phenomena. The first one is a terrain morphologic features indicating the risk of landslides. Means first one is a steep slope. The steep slope with the angle over 30 degrees should be avoided if possible. Okay, so we should take a deep observe on the um, slope of the hill tops, whether it is angle over 30 degree or not. Means up to 30 degree the slope will be stable. Then all landslide sites, the old landslide can be reactivated, for example, by heavy rainfall or by earthquake. So we must know the topography and old records according to landslide before constructing any building or bridge or roads on that site. The new cracks or unusual bulge in the ground or street pavements. Okay. Then the landslide risk indicators. First one is the tilting or cracking of the concrete floors and foundation. Then the soil movement away from the foundation, broken water lines and the other underground utilities, leading telephone poles, trees, retaining walls or fences, rapid increase in the groundwater levels, possibly accompanied by increased turbidity, sticking doors and windows, visible open spaces indicating the jams, a sudden decrease in the groundwater level through the rain is still falling or just recently stopped. Okay, these are the landslide risk indicators. Here we can see the tree trunks and the tilt pole are get curved. Okay, which are the indicator of the landslide. And the soil get ripples and the fences out of the alignment. Okay, the fences there, if we observe the fences get turn out of the alignment, then it may be indicator of the landslide. Okay, then in most of the cases in the field there will be combination of morphological and landslide risk indicator to be considered. Okay, so how to minimize the landslide hazards? So first one will be passive intervention. Choose a safe location to build your house away from the steep slope and places where landslide have occurred in the past. Prevent deforestation and vegetation removal. Avoid weakening of the slope. So the active preventive intervention. The first one is reforestation. Root system bind the materials together, and plants do both the prevent water perlocation and take water up out of the slope. The proper water runoff must be ensured by providing a proper canalization network. Drainage. The good ground drainage is essential to prevent a saturation and consequent weakening. So the drainage is also needed in the civil work like a retaining wall. Okay. The proper land use measures. So adopt effective land use regulations and building codes based on scientific research. Structural measures, nets, retaining walls, major civil works to mitigate the landslide. So here we can see uh, the mass wasting prevention. Okay, so we can create this type of retaining walls to prevent landslides. Okay, the non-structural measures are awareness generation, educate the people about the signs that a landslide is imminent so that the people's safety measures may be taken. Financial mechanisms to support the establishment of the landslide insurance, legal and policy legislation to direct a governmental or private program to reduce landslide losses should be strengthened. Landslide hazard mapping and use of GIS. Landslide hazard zonation of the vulnerable areas, use of remote sensing and ground truth data for making the landslide hazard zone map. Here, such maps are used to develop mitigation plans in consultation with experts. Okay, so the landslide preparations, preparedness, and the safety measures. So, first one will be before a landslide. Which measures we can take is first one is find out the landslides have happened in your area in the past. Okay, take a look on the past record for the landslides. Then look out for the landslide warning signs like doors or windows jam for the first time, or new crack appears on the walls of your houses, bricks, foundations, retaining wall, tilt of utility poles, or trees, etc. Okay, then consider the relocation in your case your area house is located in an area particularly vulnerable to landslide. While doing so, remember one thing is do not build on or at the base of unstable slope, on or at the base of minor drainage hollows, or at the base on the top of an old fill slope, at the base or the top of steep cut slope. So you should remember these things. Also, do not cut down the trees or remove vegetation or avoid slope weakening. If the house cannot be relocated, then ensure proper drainage and proper retaining walls. Okay, then always stay alert and awake. Listen to radio, television for the warnings of the intense rainfall, storm, and damp weather. These usually trigger the landslide, debris, or mud flow. Make an evacuation plan in the case of landslide with all the emergency items. So during the landslide, which points we should consider? The first one is listen to any unusual sounds that might be indicate moving debris such as trees cracking or boulders knocking together. A trickle of flowing or following mud or debris maybe precedes larger flows. While you are outdoors during a landslide, try to get out of the path of the landslide or mud flow by running to the nearest high ground or away from the path. If you are near a river, be alert for any sudden increase or decrease in the water flow or for a change from clear to muddy water. Such changes may indicate the landslide upstream. So move quickly as safer areas. Okay. If the rocks and other debris are approaching, run to the nearest shelter, such as a group of trees or a building. While you are indoor during a landslide, if you are at your house, stay inside and remain alert. Listen to the radio or television for any update if landslide occur outside. If your house falls apart due to landslide and if there is no escape, hold on to something strong and protect your head. After a landslide, stay away from the landslide area as there may be danger of the additional slides. Do not drive through. Watch for flooding which may occur after a landslide. Check for the injured or trapped persons near the slide without entering the slide area. Direct rescuers to their location. Help the neighbors who may require special assistance, infants, elderly peoples, and disabled peoples. Listen to local radio television station for the latest emergency information. Look for and report broken utility lines to appropriate authorities, check the building foundation walls and surrounding land for damage. The safety of the area needs to be assured before the reoccupation. So here are the references: landslide hazard manual, uh, le- learning to live with a landslide from Sri Lanka. Okay, these are the references we use to create this PPT. Okay, thank you friends for watching this video. Thank you so much.